Hey there. I thought I would do a scratching video because I haven't done those in a while. I'm actually gonna have to take this tape off. This tape has been on here for a long time. I don't know how long ago I put this on here. This is gonna be kind of hard to get this off. I might turn down the gain, which might actually be a good idea for this video in general because the mic triggers can be kind of loud because they're right on the microphone. Anyway, yeah, I have no idea when I put this tape on here, and it is really stuck to itself. I can't get this off. This is like cemented to itself. Alright. This might be tricky. I mean, I can always rip it off, but I really wanted to peel it off. Apparently, if you... because I have the sticky sides together. You know, like this tape has sticky sides. I put both of the sticky sides together. Apparently, if you do that and you leave it for a long time, they just fuse into one thing. Because this is really stuck together. There we go. And the tape is off. But yeah, I don't know when I did that. That was months and months and months ago. Maybe even close to a year ago. That is been on there for a while. We can turn the gain back up a little bit. I'm probably going to leave it a little bit lower. When I'm editing the video, I always normalize all of the audio. So the volume should be more or less the same, but it's more about the sensitivity and exactly like how loud, because if it's too loud and it peaks, then you can't like bring that down. It's kind of like when you take a picture, you know, and the exposure is too high, and so you know the bright parts of the image are clipped out. It's like even if you try to bring that down, unless you're editing like a raw image, you're not going to be able to bring it down because there's like no more information there. It's the same thing with this, but with sound instead of images. It's a bit of a gloomy day today. It is October 31st. As I'm recording this, it'll go live tomorrow, so it won't be Halloween anymore, but it is Halloween today. So I guess the gloominess is kind of, you know, a good thing. I don't know. Halloween is, I mean, it's not sad, right? But I feel like it is supposed to be a little gloomy because it's supposed to be like spooky and ominous. I don't know, when you think of like a classic Halloween night, you know, you picture like the full moon in the sky and like the clouds are like, you know, you've got like the two triangle clouds like encroaching, you know, but you can like still see the moon through the clouds. That's what I picture anyway. It's a little bit more overcast than that. So I suppose it's not perfect Halloween weather, because if there was a full moon tonight, you wouldn't be able to see it at all, I imagine. Because it's just complete cloud coverage. Isn't it weird? I don't know if I'm the only one that thinks about this. It's not really weird, but it's kind of fun to think about. It's kind of interesting to me. When it's overcast like this, you know, it feels very gloomy. It feels like it's never actually like daytime. But the sun is still up there. It's still shining down on you. It's just that the clouds are blocking it. It's like if you had the light on in your room and then you went under like a blanket, like, yeah, it might not look to you like it's bright, but there is still light out there, you know? I don't know. I know that's like the most basic thing imaginable. It's like, yeah, that's what clouds do, Connor. They block the sun. But I don't know. There's just something about the fact that like if you could fly, like Superman or some shit. I mean, in a plane too, I suppose. But like if you could just all of a sudden just go straight up from where you are on an overcast day to above the clouds, it would look like a sunny day. I don't know. It's just weird. It's all about like perspective, I guess, because it's like I spend nearly 100% of my time on the ground. In fact, I've flown so little in my life that I'm going to say that I have spent 100% of my life on the ground. So, like all of my perception, all of my understanding of things comes from the ground. And it's like that's only one frame of reference, right? Like, it's a very, like, particular perspective, I guess. I don't know. It feels like this is the world, right? Like this area that I'm in where it's overcast, it's like this is happening everywhere. It's like, no, it's not happening everywhere, not even on the ground everywhere. But also it's just like if you were to go straight up, like it wouldn't be overcast anymore if you're above the clouds. I don't know. Like I said, maybe I'm just a weird guy, but I think about that sometimes on overcast days. It's like the sun's still up there. It's also really interesting to think like think of like the scale of everything. Like the clouds are so thick that they can block out the sun almost entirely, but at the same time, like the sun is so bright that it can still light up like the entire world, even when there's a ton of clouds. It's like it's overcast, so it's certainly darker than it would be if it was broad daylight, right? But it's still brighter than like nighttime, by like a lot. I don't know, it's just kind of interesting. Clouds are cool. I really love like videos or games that depict clouds and flying between clouds, like the majesty of clouds. I don't know why they're so special to me, but like the image of like, you like imagine you're flying in a plane and it's all cloudy around you, so it's like it looks like it's overcast. It's just like dense fog because you're flying through clouds, right? And then you break out of the clouds and it's just like you're in like a cave made of clouds. It's like that is so cool to me. I don't know why. It's like there's like land up there. It's like the clouds are like tangible, even though they aren't really. I mean, they are physically there and you could interact with them, but they're not like, you can't land on a cloud, you know what I mean? Hopefully the sound of the mic scratching is not just completely like overpowering my voice, but I don't know, I talk pretty loud in these videos, louder than I should, that's for sure. This mic cover comes off way easier than the other one. The other one has like an elastic band that keeps it on. This one does not. So it's really easy to accidentally pull it off. I don't know which one I like better. I would say I probably like this one better. I do really like that mic scratching, the mic cover scratching sound. A lot of people make this sound with their videos. A lot of people that have Blue Yetis, because it has this, I mean, actually a lot of mics have this, isn't particularly to Blue Yetis, but you do see a lot of ASMR artists with Blue Yetis just because they're cheap microphones that have binaural audio. I don't like the sound. I don't know if I'm the only one that doesn't like it, because like I said, a lot of people do make that sound in their ASMR videos. I do not like that sound really at all. I'll be more than happy to make a video with that sound if you guys really want me to. But yeah, I don't like that sound. And it's really annoying because I do really like mic scratching sounds with the cover on. And so you'll click on a video that's like mic scratching sounds, and so they'll have like a section where they do it like this, and then they take it off, and then they do it on the bare metal, and it's like, no, you ruined the video. I don't know. That's just me, though. I mean, obviously, I know they're not making the video for me specifically, but to me, it's like the video is ruined when that happens. But yeah, clouds are cool. Going back to what I was saying. I think it's really cool how clouds have different like layers, like on like partly cloudy days where there's like a good number of clouds in the sky, but it's not like overcast. There's still breaks in the clouds. You know, there's like a bottom to them. Like you can see like you've got all these like amorphous shapes, and then it's just like boom, like someone took a knife and just sliced off the bottom. It's so cool that like they just stop there. Like I get that it has to do with like temperature and atmospheric pressure and stuff like that, but it's just really cool how that works and how different types of clouds exist at different layers of the atmosphere. It's just really cool to me. I don't know. Going back to what I was saying about like you break through the clouds and like you're in like a cave of clouds, it's like I think a part of me that likes that, like the reason why I like that is because it's like a different world, like you're completely isolated from the rest of the actual globe, like in your own little area of like the atmosphere, but it's like closed off, so like you can't see the ground, but you can see like the sun, and like the clouds are everywhere and they're like encompassing you. I don't know, there's just something about that I find really cool. I've never experienced that in real life myself, because like I said, I've really never flown in a plane or anything, but it's cool to see pictures of and videos and things. And there's like paintings and stuff that depict that to a degree. And those are cool paintings and stuff, so yeah. All right. I was left a comment on my last video saying that I should try a trigger where I speak slowly and then increase the speed of my speaking over time. I told him I'd give it a shot, so I'm a man of my word. I will give it a shot, but no promises that I will actually be good at it, because we all know that I am bad at regulating the speed at which I talk. I don't know. I did that one video a little while ago where I tried to speak slowly, and it didn't really pan out, so, but we'll give it a shot. We'll give it a shot for sure. I'm just prefacing that I don't really know when I'm going to start doing that, because you need to have a lot of things to say, and I don't really know what to say right now. So when I get an idea in my mind, then I'll start doing it, but yeah, as of right now, it hasn't started yet. I'm trying to think of something, but it's hard. I don't know. I can talk about clowns forever, but then I like put the pressure on myself to actually talk about some subject, and then I can't think of anything. All right, I've got something. All right, I've got to really focus here, which is this is really gonna mess up my ability to like string together words, because I kind of rely on speaking fast in order to continue to speak, because I don't know, I just feel like my thoughts move too quickly. I have like a billion things I want to say, and if I don't speak fast, then I'm going to forget what half of them are. But anyway, we'll try this. All right. I don't know how slowly I should go. I guess if I'm not going to be doing the mic brushing, I can turn the gain back up a little bit. All right. Like I was saying, I don't know how slowly I should go to begin with, but we'll stick with something like this tempo, I guess. I I don't know if anyone else, I mean, I'm sure, I feel like, I feel like I'm already speaking too fast. Um, I don't know if anyone else feels this way, but there's a very particular vibe with old movies. And by old movies, I mean like movies from like the 80s and 90s and early 2000s to an extent, but I feel like that's kind of when things started to change. This is impossible. I can't do this. I'm going to keep trying, but I can't do this. Um, anyway, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but there's just a very particular vibe to those movies. And it can be any movie. It doesn't have to be in a particular genre. It can be anything as long as it came out of that time. I mean, there are going to be. I mean, I guess the whole idea was that I speak slowly for a while and then I speak quickly, so I'm kind of doing that, I guess. I don't know, I'm just going to kind of keep doing that where I switch back and forth abruptly. I think the idea was that I kind of grow in intensity, but that's just really hard for me. Anyway, there are outliers, right? Where like some movies that were made in the past feel very modern in their presentation, but for the most part, a lot of the movies that were made back in like the 90s and whatnot, they have a very different feeling to them. I don't know what it is. It could be a lot of things, honestly. One thing potentially is that they shot everything on film basically back then because video cameras weren't quite good enough at that point for like cinema level productions, you know. But I'm not 100% sure that that's like the only thing. It could be the set design as well, or just the general way in which they approach filming certain scenes, you know, where like, because camera technology has come a long way, but on top of that, like, the ways in which we can utilize cameras has changed a lot as well. One thing in particular that has changed and been like a massive change is drone technology. Drones was something, I mean, that's really new. I mean, they've existed for a little while now, but they've only recently, hopefully you couldn't hear that school bus drive by. You probably could. They've only recently become like widely available and also powerful enough to like hold up like a full-size cinema camera rig, because those things are pretty heavy. And drones are insane because they allow you to get basically any shot, right? I mean, there's basically no limitations. The only limitation being like you couldn't fly through a gap that is smaller than the drone, right? But other than that, I mean, you can get just about any shot you want. Previously, like in the 90s and stuff, the only way they would have been able to get like that kind of god camera appearance, you know, would have been to use like a helicopter, but it's not quite the same thing. Drones are way more steady, way more stable, and they're also way more maneuverable and way more agile than a helicopter. You can always tell when a shot is a helicopter shot because typically they're like really zoomed in and there's like a decent amount of like wobble to it because the helicopter isn't perfectly stable. And also the move is typically like really large but also really slow. So like it's a shot where like the helicopter is like moving around like a subject, you know? and like you're rotating around it, but it's happening pretty slowly. Whereas a drone, I mean, you can be right in the action and then quickly zoom out and like move all over the place. There's a very big difference between like a helicopter shot and a drone shot. I also feel like helicopter shots just weren't used all that much, probably because they were really expensive. Um, Whereas a drone shot, I mean, those things just run on like lithium batteries, right? Or like lipos or whatever. I'm pretty sure the Li in lipo stands for lithium. I think it's lithium polymer. So anyway, um, yeah, you just charge up like a bunch of, and I'm sure those things guzzle batteries like nobody's business. But I mean, you just have like 100 batteries charged up and ready to go for the shoot, and that's really all you need, right? Like, way cheaper to do that. You're seeing drone shots a lot more in cinema nowadays. Within like the past like 5 years, I feel like there's been a pretty big growth in drone shots in movies. I don't know if I'm really doing the speaking thing anymore. It's really hard. I'm sorry to that person. I think it was Robin that suggested that idea. I wish I could do it better. Hopefully, what I managed was good for you, but yeah, it's just I'm not good at that. It's not my strong suit. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. I'm sure that has a bit to do with it, but there's just, I don't know, there's like a vibe. There's almost like, I don't know, it's like movies have gotten more professional. Like the production quality is higher. Like the level of like the seriousness with which everyone takes it is way higher, I feel like, than it was back in the 90s. So those things seem better, but it's like it almost makes the experience more sterile, in my opinion, where it's like it's almost like too perfected. It's almost like too considered, like everything is too mechanically operated. Everything is too, there's a word, I can't think of it. Everything is too directed. Everything is too scripted, where it's like, I don't know. And that's not to say, like, again, it's not to say that people didn't take movies seriously, like the actors didn't act seriously back in like the 90s and whatnot. But there's just a vibe to it that I just can't put my finger on, that I like about 90s movies, and that feels like it's missing from modern movies. I don't know. I don't know what it is exactly. Like I said, it could possibly be a combination of all of those things, but there is some ingredient that is like not there anymore, that I kind of miss it to a degree. I'm not sure. But like, it almost kind of has to do with, I don't know if any of you guys know. I mean, I'm sure you do. I'm not trying to act like I'm the only one that knows what this is. But liminal spaces is kind of like this popular thing nowadays, where it's like pictures of locations that I guess everyone thinks they're creepy. I personally don't think they're creepy myself. I think they're just really interesting. But the idea is that you post like pictures of locations that are like kind of empty and ominous in their presentation. It's almost like that was present in 90s movies, where it's like, I don't know, like when like an actor was in a scene, it was like the location was more than what met the eye. Like in modern movies, I feel like you watch a scene and the set of that scene ends at the end of the set. Like it's just like they are in a bubble, and the scene happens in that bubble, and the actors are in that bubble, and there is nothing outside of the bubble. In 90s movies, I feel like there's a much greater sense of place, a much greater sense of like the rest of the world exists at the same time that the actors are acting out this scene. So like, yes, the actors are in this location, but it isn't a bubble. It isn't the only thing that exists in this reality. Like there is more out there. I don't know. That kind of does a decent job of explaining it, I guess. But I'm not, like I said, even and I'm the one that feels this way. I don't even know if anyone else feels this way, but that is like, even I don't know how to properly explain the way I feel about how that is, I'm not sure. But I guess that's the best way I can do to explain it without, explicitly saying what it is, because I don't know explicitly what it is. I don't know. And that's not to say that modern movies suck either, by the way. I enjoy plenty of movies that come out nowadays. But there is just like some missing ingredient. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Yeah, not sure. Well, I think I'm going to end the video there. It might have been a little bit of a shorter video this time, but that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully I was able to do some things. You know what I can do really quick? Someone left a comment on the last video saying they liked the glass tapping much better than the metal tapping on the phone, so I can do that. Because thanks for giving me some feedback. I'm going to turn this down just a bit, because this can be kind of loud. And saw also someone on, I think 2 videos ago, commented that they liked the tapping behind the microphone, so we can do that too. Oh my gosh. I'm incorporating so many points of feedback into one moment. Sorry. We're going to try to go all the way around the microphone without actually hitting the microphone. I'm just trying to make sure I'm not being too loud. It seems like it's within a good limit. I was also going back through my comments and noticed, I think it was Mashak, if that's how you say that name. That's also going off my memory, and we've established my memory is really bad. So that might not be the person or the name or even the person's name, but they said they wanted the next time. This was from like 3 months ago, but they said the next time my nails were long, I should do glasses tapping, and my nails are pretty long again, so let's do it, as long as we're fulfilling requests. Let's do it. wear my glasses pretty low on my nose. I'm not like librarian status or anything. So this just completely blocks my nose. I can just completely block my nose. Now I just sound like I have to sneeze or something. So I don't wear them quite that low, but I still wear them pretty low. So when I tap on them, it really pushes them up into my face. I don't know, I just think I look goofy when I push them all the way up. I like having the top of the glasses be kind of in line with my eyebrows. I prefer more of the space of the glasses to be under my eye. That's just the way I like to wear them. I really like these glasses, but I've had them for a really long time at this point. I think like 4 years or so. And when I got them, they had like, it was like, do you want the protective coating and like anti-reflective coating and everything? And I was like, sure. I think that has worn off. I don't know if that's possible. But if it is, then I think it has begun to happen, because these things get so dirty so quickly now. I swear, like I'll wipe them off, I'll clean them, and then by the next day, they're like just smudged to hell. It's like, how did this even happen? I don't even touch my glasses that much. I think having long hair might have something to do with it. And by long hair, I mean the length of hair that I have, which is long for a guy, but not for a girl. But it's also like the perfect length to like constantly be brushing up against the lens. Because if you have like really long hair, you can like put that behind you or like behind your ears, and it's not going to be like in your face. My hair gets in my face all the time, so I think that might have something to do with it. But yeah, they get dirty. I've also noticed that the like anti-glare and anti-reflective coatings that are on there have probably also started to wear off, because when I first got these, there was like no glare whatsoever. And when I got this pair, I got another pair that was like super cheap, because it was some like deal that was going on at the place that I got my glasses. And those did not have any protective coatings on them whatsoever. And when I wore those, there were glares everywhere. So when these had like no glare, but I've started to notice a little bit of glare on these. So they're getting a little bit old. Unfortunately, the place that I got these originally doesn't sell them anymore. So I don't even know if I can get these. I mean, I've never actually checked. These are Moleskine. I'm not sure how you say that, but that is the brand. And I like them a lot. The main thing is the nose. These things, the things that actually keep it on your nose. Unlike every other pair of glasses, it's on like a pivot, so they can like rotate. That is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Why does that exist? Why is that a feature on like every pair of glasses? You don't need that, because like they're my glasses. They go on my face. The only reason I could possibly think of needing to have the nose bridge things be adjustable on the fly is if you were constantly putting them on a different shaped nose. But my nose doesn't change shape. It is my nose. So I would just set them to fit my face, and then they just stay there forever. And that's what these do, because they don't move around. They're just fixed in place. And I really like that. Another thing that does is it makes them way slimmer, so you can barely even see them when I'm wearing my glasses. But when I wear glasses that have like the ones that pivot, they look way bigger and you can notice them way more, and I just don't like how that looks. I don't know. It's a very small thing that I'm sure no one really notices, but it matters to me, okay? It matters to me. Anyway, okay, now the video is actually over. I've fulfilled some of your guys' requests. Hopefully you enjoyed that. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.